I found their wedding photos in our Austin garage. My husband Mark and my best friend Sarah, smiling in a Las Vegas chapel. The date? 2 weeks before our wedding. And I was 8 months pregnant. It was a Saturday in April. I was 32 weeks pregnant with our first child. We lived in a beautiful craftsman home in Austin's Hyde Park neighborhood. Mark was on a business trip to Dallas. Sarah was supposed to come over to help me organize the nursery, but she canceled last minute. Migraine, she said. I decided to tackle the garage myself. We had boxes from when we moved in 2 years ago that we'd never properly sorted. Behind the Christmas decorations, I found a small metal lockbox, navy blue. I'd never seen it before. The lock was cheap. A pair of pliers from Mark's toolbox snapped it open. Inside were photographs, not digital prints, actual printed photos, the kind you get from a drugstore. The first photo, Mark and Sarah standing in front of a garish neon sign that read, "Viva Las Vegas Wedding Chapel." They were holding hands, both wearing jeans and white shirts. Simple, intimate, real. My hands started shaking. I dropped the photo. The next one showed them kissing, an officiant in the background. Then, a certificate of marriage. I squinted at the date, June 15th, 2019. Mark and I got married on June 30th, 2019, 2 weeks later. Sarah had been my maid of honor. She'd held my bouquet. She'd given a tearful speech about our love. I kept digging. More photos. A hotel receipt from the Venetian, flight confirmations for both of them. Then, another album, newer. Photos from last summer. Mark and Sarah on a beach in Cancun, his arm around her waist, her head on his shoulder. And in this album, a sonogram photo. Not mine. Sarah's name in the corner. The date? 3 months ago. I took the box inside. My heart was pounding so hard I felt the baby kick in protest. I needed proof, more than photos. I went to Mark's office. His MacBook was there. I knew his password, the date of our first date, 071518. He'd never changed it. I opened iCloud Photos, searched for Vegas. Nothing. Searched for Sarah, only the photos I'd seen before. Then I remembered Mark's weird habit of naming folders after car parts. I found one called Transmission Fluid. Inside, 47 photos and 12 documents. The first document was a PDF scan of their marriage certificate, Clark County, Nevada. Legally binding, both signatures clear, witnessed by someone named Jason Miller. I recognized that name. Jason was Mark's college roommate. He'd been at our wedding too. I checked the dates. 4 trips to Las Vegas in 3 years. June 2019, the wedding, December 2019, July 2020, March 2021. Each time, Mark told me he was at tech conferences, San Francisco, Seattle, Denver. I'd never questioned it. He worked in cybersecurity for a government contractor. Travel was normal. Then I found the text. He had messages synced to his laptop. A conversation with Sarah from 2 weeks ago. Sarah, when are you telling her about the baby? Mark, after the insurance pays out, we need to wait. Sarah, I'm scared. Mark, don't be. Our future starts soon. Costa Rica, remember? I logged into our joint bank account. Chase Bank, same account we'd had since we got married. Scrolled through statements. Every month, like clockwork, $2,000 transfer to S. Thompson. Sarah's maiden name was Thompson. She'd kept it professionally. $2,000 for 3 years. That's $72,000. I checked Mark's personal account, one I wasn't supposed to know about. Password hint, favorite car. I tried Tesla. No. Porsche. Yes. There it was. A credit card statement for an American Express card in the name Mrs. Sarah Anderson. Anderson was Mark's last name. Sarah had used her middle name, Marie, combined with his last name. The charges made me nauseous. Restaurants in Dallas, where Sarah lived. Hotel charges in Austin when Mark told me he was working late. A $5,000 charge at a maternity boutique in Dallas for her pregnancy, not mine. Then I found the insurance documents in our safe behind our own policies. 2 life insurance policies from Northwestern Mutual. One on me, $500,000 death benefit, Mark as sole beneficiary. One on Sarah Thompson, $500,000 death benefit, Mark as sole beneficiary. Identical amounts, both taken out 6 months after their Vegas wedding. My hands were ice cold. I remembered something. Sarah lived in a luxury apartment in Dallas's Uptown district. She was a kindergarten teacher. How could she afford $3,500 a month in rent? I searched Mark's email, found the lease agreement. The lessee, Mark Anderson. The occupant, Sarah Thompson. He'd been paying her rent for 2 years. I drove to Dallas, 2.5 hours, pregnant, shaking, crying the whole way. I parked outside her building, the Revere on McKinney. I had the photos, the documents. I buzzed her apartment. When she opened the door, she was wearing one of Mark's old college sweatshirts. Oh my God, what's wrong? Is it the baby? I found the box in the garage. I threw the photos on her marble floor. Her face went white. Then she started crying. It's not what you think. It was just paperwork for his green card. He was going to lose his security clearance. I almost believed her. Mark was born in Canada. He had a green card. But then I looked at the photos again, the way they were looking at each other. The Cancun photos, the way his hand rested on her barely showing belly in one picture. This wasn't paperwork. This was love. Show me your phone. She hesitated. I grabbed it from the counter. It was unlocked. I opened her photos. Thousands of pictures of them. Date nights, weekends away. A video from last Christmas. Mark decorating a tree in this apartment, saying, "Our first Christmas in our new home." Our home, not mine. I was leaving when her neighbor came out, an older woman with a small dog. "Oh, you must be Mark's sister. He talks about you." "I'm his wife." The woman looked confused. "But Sarah is his wife. They moved in together last year." Then she saw my face, realized her mistake, hurried away. But the damage was done. The entire building knew them as husband and wife. The next Monday, I met with Eleanor Vance, one of Austin's top family law attorneys. Her office downtown had floor-to-ceiling views of Lady Bird Lake. I showed her everything: the photos, the marriage certificates, the insurance policies. Eleanor was calm, methodical. She explained Texas Penal Code Section 25.01. Bigamy is a third-degree felony, punishable by 2 to 10 years in prison. But here was the twist. Because they married in Nevada first, then he married me in Texas. Both marriages were legally valid under the full faith and credit clause. I wasn't the legal wife. Sarah was. Eleanor said, "The insurance policies change everything. This moves from family court to criminal court." She explained, taking out identical policies on 2 wives without disclosure was insurance fraud. If something happened to either of us, Mark would collect $1 million total. The insurance company would investigate. They'd find the bigamy. They'd deny the claim, press charges. But Eleanor had more. She accessed financial records I couldn't. She found that Mark's company, Texan Cyber Systems, held Department of Defense contracts. Bigamy was a security clearance violation. If they found out, he'd lose his job, possibly face federal charges. Then she showed me the bank transfer. 2 days ago, while I was in Dallas confronting Sarah, Mark had transferred $50,000 from our joint savings account to a Cayman Islands account. The account was in Sarah's name. Eleanor looked at me, her expression grave. He's moving money offshore. He's preparing to run. I told my parents that evening. We sat in their living room in Westlake Hills. My mother cried. My father didn't speak for 10 minutes, just stared at the photos. Then he said the words that broke me completely. We knew something was wrong. My mother explained Sarah's parents had mentioned a family trip to Vegas in June 2019. They'd posted photos on Facebook, but tagged only family members. My mother had seen them, but thought it was just a vacation. Now she realized they'd been at their daughter's wedding to my husband. My father pulled up Facebook. There it was, Sarah's mother's page. Photos of Sarah's Vegas celebration. The comments, "Congratulations to the beautiful couple. Welcome to the family, Mark." All from June 2019, while I was finalizing my wedding dress fittings with Sarah by my side. Then my mother showed me a photo from my baby shower. Sarah was standing behind me, her hands on my shoulders, smiling at the camera. But in the reflection of a mirror behind us, you could see Mark looking at her, not at me, at her, with an expression I'd never seen him give me, pure, unguarded love. My father stood up. Enough. He called someone. 30 minutes later, a man named Carl arrived, former Austin PD, now private investigator. My father handed him all the evidence. I want to know how deep this goes. Carl nodded, looked at me with pity. We'll get him and her. But as he left, he said something that chilled me. Be careful. People facing prison do desperate things. Carl the PI came back 3 days later with more than we expected. He'd filed reports with 3 agencies, Austin PD for bigamy, Texas Department of Insurance for fraud, and the FBI. The FBI was most interested. Why? Because the crime crossed state lines, Texas to Nevada. Special Agent Reyes met me at a Starbucks far from my house. Plain clothes. She explained, the insurance fraud was federal because Northwestern Mutual is based in Wisconsin. The policies were sold in Texas. The event, my potential death, would be in Texas, but the company was interstate, federal jurisdiction. Then she dropped the bomb. Mark's company had already been notified. Texan Cyber Systems held $200 million in DoD contracts. Mark had top secret clearance. On his clearance forms, he'd listed me as his spouse, never mentioned Sarah. That was material falsification, a federal crime separate from bigamy. Agent Reyes, we want to flip Sarah, get her to testify against him. She explained the strategy. Confront Sarah with evidence of the insurance fraud, show her that Mark would likely blame her, offer her immunity if she cooperated. They'd have her wear a wire, record Mark admitting everything. That afternoon, Mark called. His voice was strained. "Baby, I've been put on administrative leave, some BS about my clearance. I need to come home and explain some things." I panicked. Did he know I knew? Agent Reyes had warned me, don't tip him off. We need him to make mistakes. So I did what I never thought I could. I lied to my husband. "Okay, honey, come home. We'll figure it out." As I hung up, I realized the trap was set, and I was the bait. While Mark drove back from Dallas, Carl, the PI, delivered his full report. It was 50 pages, each page more devastating than the last. Jason Miller, the officiant from the Vegas wedding, was paid $10,000. Bank records showed the transfer from Mark's account the day after the ceremony. Jason had also been the surprise guest at our Texas wedding, the one who gave a toast about true love. He knew. He'd been paid to keep quiet. 5 of our closest friends knew. Carl had interviewed them separately. 2 admitted they'd known for 2 years. They thought it was an open marriage situation, that I was okay with it. Mark had told them I had medical issues and couldn't have a physical relationship, so he'd found comfort with Sarah, with my blessing. 3 colleagues at Texan Cyber Systems had covered for his trips. They'd told HR he was working from home when he was actually in Dallas with Sarah. 1 had even taken a team-building trip to Cancun with them last summer, posted photos with all 3 of them, cropped me out. But the final page of the report made my blood run cold. Property records from Costa Rica, a $300,000 beachfront condo purchased 6 months ago, in the name of Mark Anderson and Sarah Anderson. The closing date? 2 days after my life insurance policy went into effect. They weren't just having an affair, they were planning a future that apparently didn't include me being alive. Mark arrived home at 7 p.m. He looked exhausted. He hugged me. I forced myself not to stiffen. He started his explanation. The company is doing random clearance reviews. It's bureaucratic BS. I nodded, made dinner, listened. The FBI had agents parked outside. Sarah was waiting at a hotel nearby, wearing a wire. At 9 p.m., Mark's phone buzzed. Sarah. He excused himself to the backyard. Through the window, I watched him talk, gesturing wildly. Then he came back in. Mark, I need to go meet Sarah. Her parents are in town. It's an emergency. I knew this was the moment. Agent Reyes had predicted it. Sarah had told him she was pregnant and scared. I let him go. The FBI followed. They'd bugged the hotel room. I listened via a secure app on my phone. Sarah's voice, shaky. What are we going to do? She knows about the insurance. Mark's voice, calm. It doesn't matter. The policies pay out regardless. We just have to wait. Sarah, wait for what? A pause, then Mark's voice, lower. The baby. Her blood pressure is high. The doctor said there could be complications. Another pause. Sarah, crying. You don't mean... Mark, I don't mean anything. I'm just saying, if something happens during delivery, we're covered, both of us. We can start fresh in Costa Rica. I stopped breathing. He was talking about my possible death in childbirth as a financial opportunity. Then the audio cut to static. 3 minutes later, Agent Reyes called. We have it all. We're moving in now. I heard shouting in the background. Mark's voice. What is this? Sarah, what did you do? Then the line went dead. The trap had sprung. Mark was charged with bigamy, Texas, insurance fraud, federal, material falsification on security clearance forms, federal, and wire fraud for the offshore transfers. Facing 15 to 25 years, he took a plea deal, 7 years in federal prison, followed by deportation to Canada. Sarah cooperated fully. She got immunity, had to testify against Mark. The video of their hotel room meeting was played in court. You could see the moment Mark realized she was wearing a wire. The betrayal in his eyes. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. I gave birth to a healthy boy, William, named after my father. The divorce was straightforward once the criminal case ended. I got the house, all assets, full custody. Mark signed everything without argument. The Costa Rica property was forfeited as proceeds of crime. Sold. I got half the money. Life moved on. I sold the Austin house, too many memories, moved to San Antonio to be closer to my parents, started a small graphic design business, found a therapist, learned to trust again, slowly. 2 years later, an email arrived from Sarah. Subject line, "I'm sorry." I almost deleted it, but curiosity won. She was living in Oregon, had a daughter, Mark's child. She wrote, "He's been writing me from prison, angry letters, blaming me for everything. I finally see what you saw, the manipulation, the lies. I'm truly sorry for my part in your pain." I didn't reply, but I didn't block her either. Some wounds never fully heal, but they scar over. And the scar tissue makes you stronger. I look at my son now, and I know the best revenge is a life well lived without them. This is an anonymous confession, AI-narrated but based on real experiences shared online. Names, locations, and identifying details have been changed for privacy. The emotional truth remains. Subscribe to Reddit Sting Stories for daily shocking confessions. Turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could change how you see relationships. Remember, if something feels wrong in your relationship, trust your gut. Read every document, question inconsistencies, and never ignore red flags.